When I married at 30, I had little more than a small apartment and a modest salary. My wife came from humble means too. Her only family was her father, Mr. Velasco, a frail, quiet man in his 70s, living off a veteran's pension. Right after our wedding, he moved in with us. And he never left. For 2 decades, he didn't pay for electricity, water, food, nothing. He didn't watch the kids, didn't cook, didn't clean. Some relatives even sneered behind his back, calling him a first-class parasite. I'd be lying if I said it never got under my skin. I would come home after a long day, open the fridge to find nothing but air, and see him in the living room, sipping coffee as if the emptiness had nothing to do with him. But every time frustration rose in my throat, I swallowed it back. He was my wife's father. If I pushed him out, who would take care of him? So I stayed silent and resentful. One chilly morning, he was gone. No illness, no hospital. My wife found him in bed, a half-finished mug of Atoll beside him, his face calm, almost peaceful. He was 89. I didn't feel the kind of grief that knocks you to your knees. Instead, it was a strange emptiness, like a chair that had always been in the corner was suddenly gone. We kept the funeral simple. No one in my wife's family could afford much, so we bore the costs ourselves. I told myself this was the last obligation I would ever have toward him. Or so I thought. 3 days later, there was a knock on the door. A man in a dark suit stood there, briefcase in hand, eyes sharp but unreadable. He asked if I was Mr. Velasco's son-in-law. I nodded. He handed me a red folder. He said he was there on behalf of my father-in-law. According to his will, I was the sole heir to all his assets. I actually laughed. Assets? I thought he meant the sandals he had worn for 15 years. But the lawyer's expression didn't change. He opened the folder and began reading. A 115 square meter plot of land, right in the center of town, transferred to my name 2 years ago. A savings account worth over 3.2 million pesos, with my name listed as the sole beneficiary. And then, a letter. It was in his handwriting, the same uneven strokes I had seen on grocery lists and scraps of paper. It read, "This son-in-law of mine complains a lot, but he kept a roof over my head for 20 years without letting me go hungry. My daughter is lazy, and he carried the weight of the whole family. I've lived long enough to know who's worth my trust. He never asked me for a cent, but I can't leave this world owing him anything." My hands trembled. The words blurred as my eyes filled. For 20 years, I had seen him as a burden. I never knew the land was ancestral property he had guarded quietly. I never knew he had been saving every peso of his pension, letting the compound interest grow. He never touched it, not for himself, not for anyone, until this. That night, I sat before his altar, incense smoke curling in the air. His photograph smiled back at me. "I was wrong, Father," I whispered. "You lived quietly, owing nothing to anyone, not even to the man who once thought you were nothing but a weight on his shoulders." And in that moment, the resentment I had carried for 20 years dissolved, replaced by something far heavier and far more precious.